Have you ever wondered why sometimes even the most capable people, they tend to fall flat on their face when they face real life challenges? Have you ever wondered why ability, skill or luck is not enough when it comes to measuring your actual success? Or do you happen to be someone who is already successful in a leadership position and you want to be sure that you don't make any such mistake that makes successful people fail so that you can stop that from happening to you? If your answer to either of the above questions was yes, then this video is for you. In this video, I am going to be talking about the 6 major mistakes that even the best professionals make just out of unawareness and ignorance that leads them to failure not only in their profession but in their personal life as well. I'm going to talk about these mistakes so that you can prevent that from happening to you. Now make sure you pay special attention to mistake number 5 and 6, because as most people say, these points were a game changer that evolved their perspective and helped them create a better impact in their life. My name is Gurleen Kaur, and I have mentored more than 20,000 working professionals and entrepreneurs across the globe and helped them become impactful communicators and influential leaders in their life. I post these short value sessions every week, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please click the subscribe button now and ensure to turn on the notification so that you don't miss any opportunity to learn skills that are practiced by only 2% achievers. Let's get started. Now, before I reveal the 6 common mistakes that can lead even the most successful people to failure, here is what I want you to remember forever from here on. It is becoming aware and understanding of the not to-do list that makes people successful, much more than practicing the to-do list. We are trained to list down the to-do items. Even in the corporate sector, it's the listing of the to-dos that is said to be very important if you want to be successful. But no one ever teaches us the importance of listing the not to-dos. You would always see people focusing on what I should do to be successful. But have you ever seen anyone typing on Google what I should not do if I want to be successful? Everyone has heard failures lead you to success. That is true. But why and how? What we need to understand about failures is that failures are our biggest allies in disguise. If you know how to use them, your failures would become your biggest assets. Most people fail to learn from their mistakes and they keep repeating the same mistake mindlessly and they keep getting the same results that they did not want or they wanted to avoid. Every failure teaches you one thing: what you did wrong, what you should not do. But it's a very small percentage of people who use self-reflection and introspection to identify what not to do from today. Now, if you're someone who wants to get successful at a fast pace, the easiest way is to make your failures an ally, a best friend, and learn one thing: what not to do, before you start working on what I should do to be successful. That is the only reason why I'm focusing this video on the mistakes that you can easily identify and eradicate from your daily life. Let's dive into it. Here are the 6 mistakes that can set you up for failure. And what can you do to change your outcome? The first mistake that people make is using dominance to build authority. Although this may seem like a characteristic trait which is important to have, after all, what kind of presence do you have if you're not truly dominating the space you're in? Well, here's the difference. It is one thing to become unforgettable and impactful, and an altogether different thing to think that you are the only one that exists. If you want to use your designation to an authority, it is going to be short-lived. If you dominate every conversation by endlessly speaking and not listening because you think that's the only way to build your authority, you're getting it all wrong. People might listen to you temporarily because it's not that they want to listen to you, but because you leave them no choice. And inside their mind, all they're thinking is, when is he/she going to stop talking? Why is he/she being so dominating? Who does he think he is? Ask yourself, is this what you want people thinking about you? This is your first not to do. Stop dominating and start giving a chance to others to express their ideas. Build a team where everyone feels heard and respected. Enter any meeting room or situation with the assumption that there is always going to be someone as good as me or even better than me. Then use every opportunity to learn and raise your bar. The second mistake that people do, thinking that you have all the answers. It is very important to know the work that you do, the team that you lead inside out, to the extent that when you are sitting in a room, no one should be ever able to point out that you don't know your instruments. But here is the thing about great leaders. They are great learners too. We live in a very dynamic world. Things change by the second, so it is foolish to assume that you know everything at all points of time. Rather, it is important that while you focus on keeping your own knowledge intact, you also keep your eyes and ears open to see what else can you learn. Don't let your guard down, thinking you know it all. For leaders, it is always essential to stay one step ahead. So your next not to do is don't get complacent. Don't think that you have all the answers. Rather, focus on learning something new every day. Upskill yourself, read, observe, polish your skills, get a mentor to stay ahead. Leaders who are good learners are indispensable and undefeatable, ever evolving, and they build teams and organizations that leave an impact. Now, the third mistake that many successful people make unknowingly is ignoring and disregarding those who do not agree with them. It is true that the mark of a good leader is someone who can get the work done and crack even the toughest nuts. So most leaders take an easy route. Keep those people around you who are easy to convince and those who always agree with you. Come on, who would like to spend time and energy trying to convince people who have a different mindset? But if you think successful leaders achieve success by keeping those around them who easily agree with them, then unfortunately you're wrong. Imagine what would happen if you are an empathetic leader and emotional intelligence is your strong suit. And you like people around you who are all emotionally intelligent. And you avoid people who are analyzers because they are critiques, they are straightforward, they give their negative opinions straight to your face. And that is what most people hate, right? What would happen if you just have people like you around you? You would not have anyone who sees things differently, who can warn you of the mistakes you're about to make or the problems you can encounter. You're all positive thinkers together with no way of getting a critical opinion. This, my dear, is your next not to do. Don't be surrounded by people like you. Don't disregard those who don't agree with you. Instead, welcome people with divergent minds. The key to creating influence is not being surrounded by everyone who agrees with you, but rather being respected by even those who have a different thought process. In fact, if you're someone who is leading a team, an organization, or major operations within the organization, people with a diverse thought process are your biggest strength. These are the people who bring to you the knowledge and wisdom that leaders spend years to gather, and so I would say keep them close to you. Now, the fourth mistake that people do is thinking that being a good communicator is all that I need. Now, if you're in the corporate world with years of experience behind you, there is a good chance that you've come across at least one such person who claims to be a good communicator, and they may even have a very fine vocabulary, voice modulation, and grammatical sense. But when it comes to establishing a real connection with their teams or inspiring action, it seems like it's not really their cup of tea. It is one thing to be good in spoken English or communication skills, and completely another to be an intelligent communicator. Professionals who think that all they need to be successful is command over their English or any other language for that matter spend years just trying to inspire their teams but fail to do so. That is your next not to do. Don't focus on good language and communication skills alone. Rather, focus on communication intelligence. Focus on building a connection with people. It is critical to understand that when it comes to leading, you have to bring emotional intelligence, outcome-driven communication, and people psychology into the mix. in addition to being a good spokesperson. Now, if you're looking to understand whether you are an intelligent communicator, you can check out my other video, 8 Signs of an Intelligent Communicator. Or you can click on the link in the description for a free 30-minute training where you can get deeper insights on how you can become an intelligent communicator. And now, as I mentioned, point number 5 and 6, they need all your focus and attention, because this will help you take a giant leap in how you are leading your personal and professional life. Before I move on, I would like to thank you for sticking with me so far. Now, if you're finding value in this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and share with others who you know would value and benefit from this. And if you haven't already, please click on the bell icon so that you can be notified when my weekly value videos come out. Now, moving on. The 5th mistake that people do is not having a backup plan. Now, when you're setting up on a journey, be that for an organizational project, setting up your own startup, focusing on your passion, or anything at all for that matter, to think that there are not going to be any obstacles on your way is wishful thinking. And the most unfortunate thing you can do to yourself. Expect the unexpected is the only way leaders become successful. Foreseeing what others don't is what makes successful people successful in the first place. Taking up a project, putting expected timelines, making people accountable is all good. But taking care of what if is equally important. Account for what if a certain milestone gets delayed due to one of your team members' unexpected health condition, unforeseen emergencies. What if there is a technical malfunction? Expecting it to happen and preparing in advance, that ensures that in case of such a situation that cause people to panic, you would remain calm because you had already prepared and planned in advance. You see, the challenge is not in knowing that it's going to be difficult, but rather in anticipating what your obstacle could be and what backup plan can you come up with in order to maneuver through that obstacle. That is what a foresighted leader would do. It's easy to know that it's going to be difficult, but a successful leader would embrace that challenge, plan in advance, have a backup plan, set up there, and even before the challenge is there, he would be ready for it. And finally, the 6th mistake that people do, not evolving. Have you ever seen what happens to still water? Water that has stayed in one position for long, it gets surrounded and covered by algae. That is what happens to leaders who insist on doing things just like they've always been done. A leader who refuses to evolve. You know, Charles Darwin, he gave us a life mantra through his theory of evolution: survival of the fittest. Just like any species, the only people who survive change are also the ones who continuously adapt and evolve. Otherwise, even the strongest creatures like dinosaurs extinct. I can understand the appeal in doing things, certain things, the same old way. And you're right, it's not like you can simply disregard the years of experience that you have gathered by putting in so much of hard work. But think about it like this. What is the purpose of learning and going through those experiences? If you look at it closely, all of them, they teach you to adapt, innovate, evolve, and change with your learning. Part of gaining that experience and wisdom is understanding how important it is to change. Do not get comfortable. Do not stop evolving. Change is not always comfortable, but it is only discomfort that allows leaders to leave behind a legacy while others struggle to survive. Rather, get uncomfortable. Learn every day, evolve every day, be proud that you renewed yourself every day. Now, I have spent my entire time talking about the mistakes that can fail leaders. So as I end this video, allow me to leave you with this one to-do. The one to-do that makes a successful leader. They value their team and organization just as much as they value themselves. If you've stuck around with me so far, I know that you're someone who believes in consistent growth in life. So as you go on the journey of becoming or honing the skills to be the kind of leader you want to be, make sure that you remember to value the people around you. Remember that if it was not for the people you're leading, you wouldn't be known as a leader at all. So give people around you their due credit. Let them know how important they are to you so that they can feel as responsible for your success as they do for their own. Practice this one to-do with your not-to-dos till I come with another video on the to-do list of becoming an impactful leader. Now, this is all I had for you today. Please make sure that you subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you comment below what was your most profound learning from this video. And if you want me to talk about something, mention in the comments below. This is Gurleen signing off till we meet again in my next video.